Hello YouTube DIYers. Here's my 2002 GMC Sierra 2500 Duramax LB7 with a Allison 1000 transmission. It's been giving me fits, problems, and I have found the problem, and because every time I messed with the harness here, let me open this up. Oh, yeah, close up of the bird droppings. Anyway, every time I mess with the harness here, the truck would start running good for a while, and I was like, oh yeah, maybe it was just a bad connection at the harness. But then it would go back to doing it again. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this. Now this, I've already done it, but I just want to show you what I did. Let's see. Get my wrench working here. Pretty easy to take the transmission control module off. Take that off. The hardware handy. So I've gone and done a bunch of work on this, replaced fuel pressure. I've got a Banks Economind on right now. Seems to help. I'm getting about 16-17 miles per gallon. I put a fresh air intake, or cold air intake rather, on it. It's been working good. Other than that, that truck's running great. But this is what's been giving me problems here, was the TCM. And so I'm going to take this off. Pretty easy. And they do not want this TCM grounded. So it said right on here, do not ground. So give me a second here. Let me pop this connector off. See if I can get this without dropping the phone. Okay, connector off, and then this connector, take that off here. Try to do it one-handed. Okay, take that connector off. Anyway, yeah, so I messed with these connectors here. I cleaned them and then put some dielectric grease in there. You know, cleaned both sides. I checked for pins that were backed out. That's a common issue with these, is the wires, the way they bend. Sometimes they'll pull the pins out, and all my pins look good. They were all locked in place. None of them were retracting. So that was a good sign. And then so I'm gonna go take this off. It's a common problem with GM connectors that go inside, like ECUs, control modules. They had an issue earlier, like in the earlier ones, where the solder joints in the wiper motors would go bad, and the wipers would either not work, or they would work all the time, you couldn't turn them off, or they would like catch on fire. So just bad solder joints. So I'll show you what I did on this one. Stand by. So here's my TCU, and I am gonna open it up. There are 7 or 8, actually 8 Torx bolts on it. I'm gonna open this up and I'll show you what I did. Stand by. Okay, so I've got my TCM opened up. It's got a nice weather seal, rubber seal, and this is what you want to look at, are these pins here, these contacts right here, because they are adjacent to the connectors. And this is what you want to focus on. And what happens is these solder joints on these pins here, let me see if I can point them out right here. These ones, not the resistors, but these pins right here. All of these all along here. Sometimes they, due to vibration or not enough solder on them, they will crack and they will break the connection, and you'll get intermittent faults. I was getting intermittent P0743 and P0773, and I would clear it, and it would go away for a little while and it would come back. I would clear it, it would come back. So I finally, okay, it must be the solenoid electrical. So I replaced the solenoid. I replaced the F Trim solenoid and the E solenoid on my transmission, and it still did the same thing. So